Episode 19. Now with better camera control. At the time of recording, the team behind On Your Tail has just released the Giga update, which, as the name implies, includes a lot of updates that they had on their roadmap, apparently almost all of them. One of the big one for me, is the improved camera control. This is just a normal, actual in-game camera, but I'm referring to this camera, the camera we see right here. Okay. That's... well, I guess not everything in the Giga update is going to be bug-free. I know they removed a lot of bugs. Was this here before? It doesn't matter, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the new camera. And I guess the rest of the game, but the new camera is going to be the rest of the game. Before we get back into the story, they added this new camera options menu which I fiddled around with, and it's much more easy to work with, a lot less janky. I didn't really have any huge problems myself since I set the visual sensitivity here, which was under a different name I think before, pretty low so that the camera speed wasn't always jerking all over the place. And I still keep it pretty low, but all these new options make it much easier to work with. And first of all, before I get into the actual camera stuff, they did actually fix this thing resetting, or kind of keeping the setting but not actually implementing itself, the way I had to waggle it on and off. Every time I restarted the game, they fixed that. So even though I didn't report it, I guess someone else did. Thank goodness somebody else is reporting bugs when I'm not. The main thing that they added was 3 different modes for the camera. Standard as we see here. Comfort, which apparently is something that, I guess, decreases the discomfort people have with the way the camera moves around. I'm not entirely sure how it acts differently. Obviously the angle is different. The position behind Diana is different. And I think the range of motion you have with it is kind of different, but maybe it just kind of keeps her on screen better, or in the center better. I think the standard camera does that, but maybe the main thing is that it doesn't have the bottom of her body, the lower half, on screen, so, or at least most of it not. Yeah, maybe the comfort comes in the fact that you don't see where her legs meet the ground, and for some people, having the character run around like this maybe is a bit hard to digest visually. This doesn't show where you are on the ground, it's just kind of behind Diana. And then there's the cinematic mode, which I didn't mention. You can also change all of these camera settings just by tapping the L1 button, which is very handy if I want to, I don't know, get cinematic sometimes. And this cinematic one is very obviously different in that the camera doesn't follow Diana the way it does in the other modes. I mean, it does follow her, but it's more like a person following her with a camera, as the name implies. And I think just for a while, maybe not all the time, I'll probably stick with cinematic mode just for fun, to try out these new camera things they added. They added a bunch of other things in the Giga update that I won't get into, but this is the main thing that I saw and was excited for when I was starting up today. Well, there were other things I was excited for, but we'll get to that later. This damping too. It's by default at 0, but it's very important for like... well, I guess I can show that on screen too. Kind of useless content for an episode, not getting into the story immediately, but this is very important to me for recording my videos here. Recording my own experience. So if I reset the camera to default, for example, that just set down those dampenings back to 0, and I guess we can put it back to standard for now. We're just in the interior, so we'll keep that. If we were to walk up these stairs, this is sort of what it would have looked like in the original version when we started playing, but I imagine they made some changes so that this is a little bit different from how it was at the start. It's not entirely noticeable, but the way the camera kind of jerks around, that's without the dampening. It won't be perfect with the dampening, but this is what it looks like now, with the settings that I like. And I guess I could play around with other values for this, but 0.5 seems to work. It just kind of smoothly rises, and whenever it hits like a wall, like up there or around the corner here, it doesn't just jerk instantly. It just takes a moment. Obviously, depending on the way you're moving the camera like I am, there's still some awkward things like that, but the main thing is that it's not just instantly jerking up and down like it was at the 0 setting. It was very noticeable whenever you went up these stairs, and I guess maybe any other stairs in Portia Marina. So just having that smoothly transition is huge. It's huge to me. And the cinematic might be fun too. With that out of the way. They also made a bunch of bug fixes, which probably includes this. This card that was very clearly blank at the end of last episode. Don't know how, or don't know if it would have unblanked itself if I just restarted the game. But I'm just going to assume that they fixed this blank card with the Giga update. Also in the Giga update, before we talk to Beatrice, just one last thing. They said they improved some subpar translations, or something like that. Also added more dialogue to better explain some things, and actually, a lot of things. A lot of things to talk about. I'll only get to some of them. First of all, those translations. In the last episode, we also had that talk with that guy that gave all of those puns, which I assume were better in Italian or something. Somewhere down over there, but maybe they changed some of his translations there, I'm not sure. I'm just going to assume they did. But on top of that, they added dialogues to better explain some parts of the story, so they say. They didn't really expound upon that, for obvious reasons, spoilers. But I'm just going to assume that includes some of the stuff that happened way over there at the Fort Esterin, with Gordon and everything. I don't know if I'm going to get to hear everything, if there was any changed dialogue, but maybe if I go back there at some point, he'll have more to say. Of course, I never actually visited there before the Giga update, so he could have always had something to say. And I don't even know now if he has something to say even after the Giga update, but I'm just hoping he does. Maybe they included that for people that already cleared that part of the story. Maybe not. It's just a hope of mine. If they went through the trouble of updating parts of the story that didn't have enough dialogue or explanation, I would hope they would do the same for people that already went through the story. As strange as that might sound, like, if there were just some option to talk to people that would, I don't know, explain the parts that they missed from the update. The more I talk about it, the less likely it seems that they would implement that kind of thing. It just seems kind of hard to work in. All I know is I just want to go back to the fort and talk to him one more time. At least try. Okay. Oh, and one last thing. Because I was looking at it, they improved the water. It'll probably look a lot better when we get down to the beach and look at it again, but I don't know exactly what they changed, but it always looked good to me. Maybe they just made it better looking, I don't know. Has it always looked like this? It still looks good to me. Maybe it just looks better now. Okay, for real this time. Wasting so much time on updates that I don't really know much about, but I guess I was just excited to see it.
Hey.
Can I help you with something, my dear? Did you find out something new? Right, the skirt piece. Didn't we already talk about this? Oh right, because we learned more about the skirt piece from the Petty sisters. How did it go with the Petty sisters? It is in fact a piece of fabric torn from a skirt. It's a very well-made fabric, but it's not very strong. It tears easily. That's how they tore the skirt at the farm. The person I'm looking for has very refined tastes. I'm lost. It doesn't seem like much to go on. That's true. Maybe you're onto something, Diana, that I'm not picking up on. Now I know I can track this person down at a haute couture fashion boutique. You sure about that? It's not much, no. What conclusions did you come to after all your detective work? It might be a bit of a wild theory, but... what if the same person is responsible for every single mystery in the village? Occam's razor? I guess that's fair. Like, when we went over there, in the background. I think in the background there, near those rocks. Is where the train station is? The mystery of why we can't leave the village. What other mysteries are there, anyway? You're responsible for every single mystery? I don't know why, but the person who drew the symbol in Adriano's cellar had the bottle that was stolen from Mama Lucia's place, too. That's enough to make me think. Whoever stole from the restaurant is the same person who snuck into the farm. Okay, right. I guess I thought we were already assuming that, since whenever we did the diorama, it was using the thief, as in the thief. But maybe it was just like a stand-in for a thief. But of course, the player would probably normally think the thief is behind every single theft that we've seen so far. It could still be different people. This isn't necessarily true. Sometimes. But the fact that it was the same bottle means that they're at least in cahoots or something. So what does the theft at our house have to do with it? Both Orlando and I caught a glimpse of the person who broke into the villa. It was a masked person wearing a costume and a skirt, remember? So what's happening in Borgia Marina is the work of one single female thief. I suspect so. We know that we saw the thief wearing the outfit from the same game piece we've always been using, the thief, when we arrived. That's the same one that Orlando saw, supposedly. And it is supposedly the same one that ripped their skirt in the cellar. What we don't know for sure is if that same person stole from the trattoria, but since it's the same bottle, that's what we're assuming, of course. It's just not a confirmation that it's the same person for sure. Nobody saw the thief that night. And I guess we can't necessarily always rely on Orlando's testimony. I mean, it's not like we saw with our own two eyes. Just basic detective game stuff or whatever. Never take everything at face value or whatever. Excellent deduction, Signorina Caproni. Okay, Signorina is a word. I think it's just Signora for older and Signorina for younger, maybe? Oh, did I skip something? I didn't. Looked like I did. Oh no. It's a shame I've discovered what's going on by accident, without having asked you to actually investigate anything at all. Signor Orlando, it was important to get to the bottom of the matter. You're investigating matters. You're investigating matters that concern both me and numerous other citizens, and you haven't been officially authorized to do so by anyone. The mayor asked me to. I've already spoken to the mayor. His initial enthusiasm led him to involve you in the matter by mistake. He was wrong to do so. And do you think the same of your wife? I'm the one who asked Diana to do her detective work, and I'm the one who asked her not to tell you about it. Darling, we already talked about this. No, we didn't. You just told me what you decided. That's different. Someone broke into my house, and I don't feel safe in it anymore, Orlando. I don't blame him, but Tonu isn't doing anything to solve the case, and you can't solve it on your own either. Diana is helping me, and will continue to do so. I hope they work things out. Perhaps I'd better leave you two to it. No, I'll go. I'm sorry for the interruption. Thank you for everything you're doing, Diana. Also on the behalf of my husband. I know he appreciates it. It's a difficult time. I'll talk to him. See you soon. All this detective work has made me hungry. And it's made my throat sore. Must have, thrown out my voice, talking about the camera or something. Dinner time. Today has been non-stop ups and downs. It seems perfectly normal to be this hungry. I have to dine with the Kuniglis at their home. Another one of the forced change the time of day or change of the date, advance the time parts of the story. You can manually do that, which is kind of not true because just manually sleeping doesn't really advance time or anything, it just makes it the next day, and that doesn't really do anything, it just resets a bunch of things around town. It's not like there's a calendar or anything. Behold, this view you could never see before without the cinematic camera. I like it, with Diana not in the center of the screen. Sometimes. By the way, can I solve any of these? Oh, that's a riddle. You forgot, Diana. We've seen this before. Which movie stars a group of aristocrats? I can't think of anything. Damn it. Since it's a movie, I actually have to probably have to buy the movie from the movie shop, don't I? But a lot of these other ones can probably be solved just by the cards that you get from, I don't know, the main story or exploring or something. What about this one? No, wait, that's not a riddle. This one is. Okay, the camera does still do the big zoom in thing. That's not really a problem. Maybe it won't be a problem whenever, like, we're up close to someone, like it has been. Like, sometimes it catches on a corner or something when it's zooming in, I noticed. But with this gig update, even though it still does the big zoom in, maybe it'll be a bit smoother with dampening or something. We'll see. Miss Ornella said that her first love was a boy without much going on upstairs, who is still in love with her today. Years later, on Valentine's Day, he sent her a box of chocolates with a note. If you eat one a day, when the box is empty, remind me to congratulate you. If you eat 3 a day, they will be done at the end of the month. Oh, it's gonna be a math puzzle, I think? How is this gonna relate to the cards? What sign is that kid? Oh my god. It's both math and astrology? I don't know. Diana, just throw out Cancer? Wrong. Maybe I should calculate from Valentine's Day and how many chocolates could be in the box. Years later on Valentine's Day, he sent her a box of chocolates with a note. No, she's just repeating. One a day when the box is empty, congratulate you. So the box on Valentine's Day would be the 14th. Three a day, they will be done at the end of the month. Wait, what? Okay, wait. So, yeah. 3 a day to the 28th from the 14th. That would be how many days? Like 5 days at maximum? Because 4 days you would have 26 on day 26 or something. So if you eat 3 more the next day, or... No, wait. I'm doing this backwards. It would be 3 times 14, rather. So 14 to 28. That'd be a total of 42 chocolates in the box, right? So if you eat one a day, that would be 42 days after February 14th. Subtract 14 from, what was I saying again? 42. So that'd be 28. So that would be March 14th, right? No, wait. March 28th, rather. No. It would be... No, that's true. March 28th. Is one of these related to March 28th? I mean, I could just try each card in sequence, but I just might not have the right card. Valentine's Day is February 14, so the chocolates amount to 40 and will arrive in Aries date. It was 40, not 42, or... I guess I did the math wrong. But I guess I didn't have to do any of that. I could have just tried the card. Whatever. In any case, I didn't even know the astrological timing for Aries. Oh yeah, also the Giga update over here. It's neither here nor there, but... we got this. Oh, I can't. Not with the cinematic camera. Or even with the normal camera? I guess I have to kind of get far away. Yeah, cinematic camera doesn't go as high as the normal camera. And actually, none of the cameras seem to... well, except for the normal one, just barely. Feels like this is a bit different from what I remember. Maybe I just need to pull out my actual in-game camera for this. Just this. This is all I wanted to point out. They're not doing anything. Why aren't they doing anything? I thought these hands were supposed to move now. Okay, well, maybe I misread that. I should do the main story. Dinner with the Cornelius. Although... I don't want to miss a day for the gelateria. If I'm going to advance the day with dinner, I should at least finish the ice cream for today. I'll try to make it quick. Hopefully if I manually end the day, all the money that would be accumulated will just accelerate towards the end, rather than snapshotting at the moment I end the day. Alright, so... wait. No, it's still the same day. Okay. Well, that makes things easy. Still, it's strange. I'm not sure if this is a bug that was, like, addressed or something, but it feels like... these should have been selling, even though they didn't. Maybe just to be safe with, like, I don't know. However these settings work, I'm going to put them back for the next day in here. So that they're not sitting out here when the day starts next time, and maybe that'll help fix whatever problem I'm having. Where they're not selling after I replace them. Don't know how they might fix it, but it's at least different from what I've been doing. And I think moving forward, even though I'm just trying to record these to capture my experience, might do the gelateria off screen while I work on the perfect flavors or whatever. I'll probably do the Trattoria, Mama Lucia's, on screen since that one is just like different levels, but I can probably just perfect the craft of gelateria off screen and then show the finished results. Not that I'm planning to like pass a bunch of days off screen. Diana, will you come to the table? I've gotta say, it's nice to be home. Are you okay? Lumine and Manedu told me what happened at Fort Estevan. That Gordon, He's lucky I wasn't there. Okay, maybe we actually get more dialogue here. I'm going to assume this was in the original game, not just the Giga update. I don't know, Gemma. Gordon seemed just as upset as we were. I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose. He better not have. We never got on, but there's a limit. Why did we ever make something as scary as a rifle? Unfortunately, little one, we do a lot of stupid things in life. But I can assure you, Gordon didn't want to scare anyone. You know, it's also thanks to him that Borgia Marina is the peaceful place we love. Goo goo. You're so right, little bean. Sorry, Medeu. Do you really understand what she's saying? No, not at all. But I'd like to let her participate in the conversation. Luckily, no one was hurt. That's the most important thing. Okay, so we still haven't really touched upon why he did it. Like if it was just an instinctual reaction to shoot his gun or something, like an accident. It clearly wasn't completely intentional murder plot or whatever. But they haven't really touched upon why. But Lumine, didn't you want to say something to Diana? Huh? What? Lumine, remember what we talked about? Oh, right. Dang, I was forgetting. Tonight there'll be a meteor shower. Mama told me that it would be nice if you could bring someone to see it. I don't know what he's talking about. All I said was it would be a shame to miss it. I don't know, Gemma. I don't want to bother anyone. You wouldn't be bothering anyone. People like to get out of the house, Diana. Don't worry. I'll let you use the phone after dinner. I'm sure you'll think of someone. Sorry, Diana. Mom set me up. It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. What are you two whispering about? Across the table, where she can clearly hear you. She's got those big old ears. Nothing, nothing. Buon appetito. Go ahead and use the phone, Diana. We'll clear the table. Thanks, Gemma. They worked fast. Who do you think I should invite? Actually, here's one weakness of the cinematic camera. In moments like this, I can't rotate it to get... well, like this. I can't rotate it to get it like this. But I guess I can just press L1 whenever I want, can't I? It doesn't really matter. I'll just keep it on cinematic for a while. Hi, Diana. I've never seen my parents fight. At worst, they tell Grandpa off, but they do it together. I guess I'm a lucky kid. Anything else? Wow, are you really hunting the Borgia Marina thief? Cool. It's like a comic book, but in real life. Alright, we already got that one. That's the generic one. And you. Welcome back, young lady. Ah, the fortune teller. We had such great chance we did. Okay, we're going through his event dialogue. A genius, if you ask me. A real genius. I don't earn a penny with the... dang, I say. But she? Oodles of money. Genius. But look, if Cecilia needs another shoulder to cry on, I'll make the sacrifice myself, okay? To do her a favor, of course. Are you telling me they won't lock Gordon up? What is to become of the world, I ask? If that thief gives you any trouble, just give me the shout. Give me a shout. I know some ninja moves, seriously. Okay, it seems like we're going to have event dialogue, what I'm calling it, about us taking on the whole thief case, so that just means everyone in town knows we're on the case, officially. And it's generic. I think. To be like me takes years of hard work and dedication. Don't get discouraged. Yeah. Don't be a stranger. And you. Any event dialogue, Mia? Oh? Ooh. ice colors. Colors? Referring to what? Which event is that? You're so hard to discern. Grandpa, Pam Pum Pim. That's right. He was almost Pam Pum Pimmed. Luckily he wasn't. Go. After the thief? Yeah, we're doing it. Yep, and there's her generic. Well, she does have event dialogue, surprisingly, but I'm glad she does. Hi, Diana. I always did say, Adriana works too hard. How can you give up everything and everyone for your work, I wonder? I guess that's why they split up. We never really learned why. I love being an ice cream man, but I wouldn't neglect my family and friends for it. If you ever need a hand with a thief, just let me know. Don't get me wrong, the best I can do is give you a gelato. You know, to freshen up your mind. And there's his generic. I guess he serves gelato even at home. Makes sense.
Dime.
Diana, my dear, everything alright? The troubles of young love. Referring to which event? Oh, right, Adriano, obviously. Adriano definitely works too much, and Cecilia daydreams too much. Didn't really think about that. I don't really think all artists are necessarily daydreamy, but kind of looking at her studio and her whole aesthetic, yeah. I guess she does seem like that kind of artist. So maybe that's where the rift was. But they are sweet together, don't you think? He's got his feet on the ground and she's got her head in the clouds. They'd be a perfect couple if they just found some common ground. Gordon should just stick to his rock of solitude for a while. If I get my hands on him, I give him such a telling off he'll never hear again. Or hear anything again. Diana, my dear, it's so kind of you to help solve this mystery with the thief. But don't get carried away, alright? I wouldn't want anything to happen to you. And your parents would never forgive me. Of that I'm sure. And there's her generic. Okay. Glad we checked in. So, who could I call? We've got Pawn and Chia. I know Adriano and Cecilia are also options, but I guess they're not options immediately. Because we just solved their story stuff. I think those are the four. There might be more than that, but I think it's Pawn, Chia, Adriano, and Cecilia that are the four options. That might not be true though, because, well, not really a spoiler. Maybe a spoiler? I'm pretty sure you can hang out with Mask Girl from the beginning of the game. She's just not here yet. And I thought she might have been one of the options. But for some reason, I think when I was reading the Giga update, they said the number 4 or something. In any case, we've hung out with Pawn quite a bit, so let's invite Chia over. By the way, the Giga update also implemented, even though I thought it was implemented earlier, the Love Everyone update. Which apparently doesn't mean we can invite everyone to this meteor shower, but let's try Chia this time. I wonder if Chia wants to take a break from her inventions. Evening, everyone. Hi, Chia. How's it going? Hey, kiddo. Okay, I'm okay. Apparently Diana missed me. Yeah, we've missed you for a long time. We invited you out just last episode, didn't we? To, like, do nothing? I didn't do anything that episode. I just walked around town and talked to people. And you were there for it. Do you love us yet? Maybe this meteor shower will change your mind. Maybe we can all do some experiments together sometime. Oh yeah, he's an astronaut wannabe and she's like super STEM major invention extraordinaire or whatever. She's a mechanic. As long as there aren't any explosions. I can't make any promises. Maybe there'll be some sparks, though. Did you say something? Nothing important. Don't worry about it. Have a nice evening. You're being very transparent by making your text red, Medeo. Try to be less obvious. Here we are. I needed a little relaxation after today. Stressful day. Dealing with my dad can be exhausting. Really? Senor Maligambo's an alright guy. Very jolly guy, yeah. Yeah, true. You could say he's a real stand-up guy. Okay, is this like a thing? Because I've heard this in other places, but is stand-up guy, does that just not mean what I think it means anymore? Has it always been ironic or facetious or something when you call someone a stand-up guy? Because I feel like it's supposed to be a good thing, but people mostly just use it as in a detractive sense. Huh. I'm also a comic genius. Wait, was that a pun? Stand-up guy? Because he's like a comedian? I don't get it. And so modest too, I must say. Obviously. What happened today? I don't often leave the shop. But I heard people talking about a shooting. Wait, that was all today? Didn't I manually advance the day at least, or... No, I guess it was all today, huh? What a busy day. How many episodes was this day? There was an incident at Fort Esterin, but it seems like Gordon accidentally shot at Minetto. Geez, really? They never liked each other, but to let it get to this? That's going too far, even from my standards. Okay, that's new information. I didn't think they would have never liked each other because, well, Gordon hosts the treasure hunt and Minetto loves the treasure hunt, it seems. Do you think he did it on purpose? These are the questions. I've been waiting for this. You're the detective, not me. If he says it was an accident, it was an accident. Must be, but I feel bad anyhow. Well, let's not think about it for now. We're here for the stars, right? You're right. Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to the sky. Did we see any shooting stars? I don't think I did. Oh. Hey, here's one. It's so beautiful. Make a wish. Okay. I wish for... Are you dumb? You can't say your wish out loud. If you do, it will never come true. Seriously? This is fun. I wouldn't have expected this from Chia. It's incredible that I have to explain these things to you. That's not very scientific of you, Chia. I wouldn't have pegged you as superstitious. I'm not, but you can never know. I never turned down a free wish. Okay, yeah, I guess that's pragmatic. A little too romantic as a trip out, but I enjoyed myself tonight. Thanks for calling me up, Bella. Thanks for the company, Chia. See you soon. Time to go home. I think I only saw the one star. There might have been a few more in the background going on. What, can we do some night swimming? I won't check. We don't have to do that. But now I want to know what the pond scene looks like. This is the curse. Even if I have the Giga Updates Love Everyone update included, and I get the option to kiss everyone in the end, I still won't have the option to do all of these events with everyone. And even just the normal stuff, like dragging people around like I did last time, in last episode with Chia. I can't bring everyone around. Oh. Oh my god. Is that Senor Gordon? I still feel bad about what happened yesterday. I'd like to talk to him. Okay. That answers a lot. This was not added in the gig update, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they didn't rearrange the whole series of events in this game. This whole time I was thinking the Giga update included things relating to the fort, explaining what happened there. But this is part of the main story. Wow, I just thought that was like a little side adventure that was wrapped up already. Nighttime pursuit. I was about to finish my evening when I saw Gordon out of the corner of my eye. I'd like to talk to him about what happened at the fort. If I actually just continued the main story, I wouldn't have had to worry about Gordon for all of these episodes. How silly of me. Haven't been in here yet. Could I have gone in earlier? I'm not sure. Are you all okay? What happened? Should I call an ambulance? The fire brigade? Just cough. A minute, Caproni. We need to catch our breaths. Someone attacked us while we were at church. They must have used some sort of a smoke bomb. Someone who evidently does not follow the teachings of the Lord. Okay, we're gonna get to this. Why were you all at church at night? Doesn't matter, I guess. We'll get to that. Only an evil spirit would be so bold as to attack someone in the house of God. We've got the mayor, Orlando, Gordon, and the priest. The priest makes sense, obviously. But why those three? In the middle of the night. Gordon is the most weird. Or someone who, some time ago, left the Lord's path far, far behind. Don't you think, Major? Who are you? What are you trying to insinuate? Don't pretend you're a saint. You can't fool me. You went to war. You've bloodied your hands in mortal sin and broken one of our Lord's commandments. I heard what happened today in Fort Esterin. What would it take to stop you from... Fra Rosilio, I am a tolerant man, but you've gone too far, even for me. What right do you have to accuse me? Need I remind you what this town means to me? Do I have to remind you of the men and women who fought at my side and gave their lives to defend Borgo Marina? Don't you dare. The dead have nothing to do with this. Holding out the crucifix, huh? I like that little portrait. He's very serious. The dead. My missing rosary. It can't just be a coincidence. Enough. Good sirs, we won't get anywhere accusing each other of anything and everything under the sun. The mayor is right, and I share his consternation. Now is not the time to jump to conclusions. Maybe I could go in and try to get an idea of what happened. Absolutely not. It could be dangerous for now. You think you're up to it, Caproni? Signor Orlando, do you really think it's a good idea? There could be some fresh clues. It's an opportunity not to be missed. Signor Mayor, please let me go in. Please do take care. Could you tell me exactly what happened? It might help me establish the facts. It happened all of a sudden. And after the smoke filled the room, someone pushed us, making it even more chaotic. Shoving, to all appearances, everyone present got pushed around during the attack. You didn't see anyone? Not even a glimpse? Unfortunately, no. Due to the church's design, it would have been easy for the attacker to find a place to hide. Hiding places. The attacker could have hidden in many places. But where? I see. I'll go then. Church attack. Gordon, Fra Rosilio, Orlando, and Mayor Malagamba were attacked at church. Santa Madre, what happened in there? And why were they there? You didn't seem to ask that, Diana. It's just one of their normal nightly gatherings in the middle of the church, in the dead of night. They play charades here or something? Like the statue. Maybe for interiors I don't want the cinematic. Although it does let me get views like this. I'll just keep it on. Maybe I'll decide between this episode and the next. Oh, they've got one of these. I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen one of these in real life, though. The ones with the tiny little stairs. I have limited church experience. Perhaps I'm lucky. That might be rude. Do these tell a story? Well, they're different people, so it probably doesn't tell a story. What about these ones? Can't really discern anything just by looking at them. Bunch of different subjects, but in the back here, what have we got? A man with an anchor, or a woman? I can't tell. It's a bear. That could be a dress, but I mean, people wore like long robes or something back in the day, right? Regardless of gender. Some kind of nun, I guess. Is that nun attire, or... Well, she looks like a saint. Is that the saint? Saint Margarita? And a guy with a halo, with fire behind him? Seems kind of intense. Again, can't discern a story, but very atmospheric. We'll do the mystery in a second. I'm still getting the whole... all of the atmosphere. This might be the saint too. Wait, are they the same? Is that a bunny in the back? No, that's not. Okay, mystery time. These things right here. Altar in disarray. The altar is in complete disarray. What happened here? This was also knocked over. Got a lot of clues this time. Overturned vase. The vase was overturned for some reason. A lot of things pushed around. Anything else overturned? This kind of oblique? Yeah. Actually, more than just that. Just like the tractor. Gonna have to get a wider view or something? No, it's just that one bench. Okay. Oh, that's half the cards. Wow. Does that mean I'm like halfway through the game? By law of averages, maybe, but maybe towards the end of the game there's just less cards. It's hard to say. Obviously you can get a lot of cards just by talking to people, so maybe I did a lot of talking to people or knocking on doors at the start of the game, so I could have gotten front-loaded on cards and there could be a lot of games still left. We still don't have 2 more date options, so I would assume there is still more. This also knocked over. Candlestick on the ground. It looks like a candlestick fell during the attack. Why? Also this. From above? Wait, where is that from? What is it anyway? Piece of wood, obviously, but from where? Ah, from there. Damaged pulpit. So that's what that's called, a pulpit. Thanks for teaching me. The church pulpit has been damaged for some reason. Maybe they couldn't remember what it was called and got so angry they tried to destroy it. No. Probably not. I think all of the clues are just going to be things that were put into disarray. It was a smoke bomb, so... Or rather, the whole event was just people being shoved around during a smoke bomb, so... There wasn't a lot of time to do things other than move things around, I guess. Which I guess asks the question, why do any of this? All the clues we've gotten so far has just been moving things around. Unless they picked the pocket of one of the people here. We haven't gotten any clues that point towards why anything was done. Is the church this tall from the outside? Couldn't tell. It's huge from the inside though. I like it. What am I missing here? I could supercharge the chrono lens for this last thing. Obviously I'm not going to do that. Still so many art pieces I haven't collected. And I thought I had more than I did, more Joker cards than I did. But apparently even with the 20 whatever I collected, that was only enough for 3 cards. Even if I got an expensive one. The door, there it is. Used to be open, huh? And where does this actually go? I mean upstairs obviously, but... What is upstairs? Just like a bunch of rafters? This door has been closed, but by who? That's whom, Diana. The English is whom. I guess the Giga update didn't replace who with whom. Who cares? Closed door to the nave. Is that what that's called? This door has been closed by someone. Let's try to reconstruct what happened. It won't be easy. Damn. It won't be easy, huh? I only have so much time left in this episode. Gordon, Fra Rosilio, Orlando, and Mayor Malagamba were attacked at church. Santa Madre, what happened in there? Okay, so we got this question mark stuff the other time in the cellar, and that proved to be a huge problem for us because we didn't know what we were trying to reconstruct. Everyone there was attacked. Gordon left after the others. No one saw the attacker clearly, so yeah. We get some of these bullet points like we did at the beginning of the game, that are stuff that we had no idea, or that we have no way of knowing. I mean, we could have known these through our dialogue with the others. We could just assume that they told us some of this stuff. But I feel like these puzzles just sometimes give you information that you don't necessarily have. And when they don't give you information, like the question marks here, that makes this whole thing where you're reconstructing a lot harder. We've got 6 turns, but more than 6 cards. Oh, and I think they updated these cards. Because now, there are these triangles, aren't there? Are these cause and effect cards? How you differentiate them? Let's see. Got 2 of these right triangles, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that checks out. We will use all cards if we use 2 pairs of left and right. What would these pair with? Well, they pair with multiple things, the cause and effect cards, right? Hiding places could be a lot of things. A moved pew could be a hiding place. The closed door seems like the most obvious one. Altar in disarray. Don't think so. Not the vase. Could be the pulpit. That's definitely a possible hiding place. So my theory for the hiding place is either the door or the pulpit. I would lean towards the pulpit. The shoving could be related to... Well, this would be an effect, right? Or would it be a cause? Well, the chronology doesn't matter, it just pairs with something. And it could pair to a lot of these things where things were just moved around. But it has to do with one thing. So how are we starting here? something unknown happens, and that's the first thing that happens. And then everyone was attacked. Gordon leaves after the others, no one saw the attacker clearly. That last one just seems like a check for making sure that you don't get the thief caught with your reconstruction, just like the cellar. Let's just throw in the pulpit. And we get an effect card. Does it always have to be... Oh wait, maybe these pair with multiple, because they're infinities. I see. So yeah, the hiding places and stuff always pair with each other. If I do this, this will fail us immediately, right? Because the thief is just going to walk... Or no. They were just hidden there the entire time. Okay. Okay, yeah, that works. They could have started there. They could have also started from the second floor. Because this... What's it called? The nave. The nave leads up to the second floor. But since the diorama doesn't have a second floor, I'm just going to assume that we're not going to do anything with that. They could exit through there, maybe. Alright, so... Everyone there was attacked, so let's do some shoving. We can play this card, but that's not exactly how this works, right? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, you have to pair it. If Gordon left after the others, maybe he was attacked last. We've got the vase there on the left, the altar there in front, the nave on the far side, the pew closer to Gordon, and the candlestick closer to the right side there. And they've all got these boxes associated with them. I'll start with the vase. How does this play out with that box, that shadowy box behind it? Pushed into the vase. Attack the mayor first. Go for the head. Okay, no, it wasn't the mayor, it was actually the Fra. Shove again. This time the mayor, I think. Is the mayor the altar or the pew? I would think Gordon would be the pew. Pushed into the bench. No one could push in that direction. What does that mean? Well, that put him into a box. Interesting. We're still in the experimentation phase, so let's do another shove with the other items we have. I'm going to do the altar. And that does attack the frog. It just seemed to get back up after being pushed into a box or something. And the candlestick? I don't think I'd solve this quick enough that I'd be okay with going over on time, so... Let's just say Diana's going to review the facts in her mind, and in the meantime, it'd be a good chance to take a break.